Hello and welcome everyone. Namaste. My name is Meghaa Gupta and I'm a master teacher and teacher trainer with the Diana Cooper School of White Light. And today I'm going to share with you some really amazing, exciting ways of how you can work with the dragons and bring great results in your life. I wrote this article on 11 ways to work with the dragons a couple of years back, and today I'm going to reshare some amazing stories of how dragons have helped me and those I have worked with in their lives. So, what is the difference between dragons and angels? Well, both dragons and angels and even unicorns all come from the angelic realms. While dragons can work very well in the denser environment, and hence if you have any obstacles in your life and you want to push through those, and if there are things that are on the the 3D level that you need to work on, dragons are fantastic to work with. Dragons can deep dive easily into the densest of environments and make things work and move things, especially if there are things which are with respect to elements like the air, fire, earth, water elements. You can work with the dragons of the respective elements and see the magic unfold for you. Just like angels, dragons have always been there and they can help you with anything and everything that you can think of. As just like angels, they belong to the angelic realms, so you may not really need something to be in exchange of your the help that you are asking for. However, a simple gratitude goes a long way. Angels and beings of light, they love the attitude of gratitude, and because of the law of the universe, the more you're grateful for, the more it expands in your life. There's some amazing ways in which you can work with the dragons on your day-to-day life and even in some extraordinary events. So here are some experiences of mine and others that we have worked together with the dragons and sharing with you today. So first, to share with you, the dragons, they do belong to the elemental kingdom, and you can work very easily with the elements if you invoke to the dragons. For example, if you wish to, or if you have a calling to connect with earth, if you feel that the earth is calling you, that you need to ground yourself, just simply invoke and work with earth dragons and ask them to walk with you when you go out in nature and taking a walk outside. You can invoke to the earth dragons, and you can also invoke to, of course, the nature beings like fairies and others to be with you while you are out in nature, to help you embrace Mother Earth and embrace nature and help you to be part of it and feel the oneness. And as you walk and take one step at a time, ask them to really ground you well and take away any stress that you are carrying. Especially most of us, since we live in cities now, our bodies, it may experience a lot of inflammation. When you ground yourself and you take a walk in nature and your feet is touching the surface of the earth, all that inflammation from your body can really be absorbed by earth. And if you ask these beings of light, they can help you do that most efficiently and effectively. In fact, they can help you see the magic in the nature if you invite them and walk with them into the nature. And you can invoke to the earth dragons for that. You can also invoke to the nature beings for that. Another way you can work with the dragons of the elements is water dragons. The Christ consciousness travels on the molecules of water, and it comes to us, all humans, all sentient beings, on the molecules of water. And the water dragons are and the golden crested dragons are the ones who are responsible for bringing the Christ consciousness to us. We are made of more than 70% of water. So when you work consciously with the water dragons, you can invite them to help you bring down the higher Christ consciousness into every cell of your body. Just take a pause before you sip the water, or anything that you're doing with respect to water, like taking a shower or maybe walking somewhere or even swimming. Whenever you are getting in touch with the element of water, you can pray and work with the water dragons and really experiment with it. For example, you can take a glass of water, try and taste the water, sip the water, and check how it smells like, how it tastes like, what's the texture feels like in your mouth. And once you have invoked the water dragons, just hold the glass of water and bless it with the help of the dragons. And after a while, when you feel ready, take a sip again and see how that feels like to you. Is there any difference in the texture, the taste, the smell of the water after you have blessed it and after you've invoked the water dragons? And do tell me how that works for you. For I have tried that many times, and it works miraculously and wonderfully. It's amazing to see how the taste of the water changes. So do experiment with it, and do share with me how you feel about it. One of the days I was reading, when Diana had just launched the book on dragons. I was reading that. It was almost like my bedtime book, and my nephew and niece were with me. It was, I think, COVID time, if I'm not wrong, and we were talking about dragons. They were quite small at that time, and I would talk to them about stories and mix dragons and angels and everything. And my nephew came up with a fantastic idea. He said that, oh, so maybe I can invoke to the dragons, or in his simple childish ways, he said that maybe I can ask the dragons to remove any bad dreams. If they remove everything bad, maybe I can ask them to remove bad dreams. So we did light a candle that night. All of us, my nephew and niece and I, we lit the candle. And it's so sweet to watch the little kids pray to the dragons and really, please, can you remove all the bad dreams from our sleep time, so we have good dreams and enjoy it. And we actually did that, and surprisingly we did have really good dreams. And actually, not surprisingly, it works all the time. And it's really sweet how the innocent prayers of kids are heard so beautifully. So maybe you can ask your kids, teach your kids to work with the dragons, pray to them, and before they go to school, you can ask the dragons of Archangel Michael, the deep blue dragons, to protect them. In fact, you can send the dragons ahead of them to protect any vehicles that they're taking. Let's say if you're dropping them, maybe the car can be protected. You can send the dragons to your school, to the school of the kids, and if they're having any challenging time, the kids can invoke to the dragons to help them, especially if they are being bullied or something, or if they just need courage, just invoke to the dragons. They work magically when it has to do with removing obstacles or low energies or denser energies. I just love working with them. Maybe you can invoke to Archangel Michael's dragon for protection, for removing bad dreams, or teach your kids to invoke to the dragons more often. Then you can work with many other dragons, like for example, dragons of ascension. So if you've seen or heard that somewhere, especially now that we hear so much about war and so many other things happening around the world, there's so many souls who are leaving their bodies. Maybe we can invoke to the ascension dragons to take the souls of all those who have departed to the higher light. And it's such a great service to invoke to the dragons to take these beings who have left, all these souls who have left their physical body. Sometimes they live in trauma and they get stuck in the earthly plane. When you invoke to the ascension dragons, these are very high frequency dragons who can create a portal of light for all those stuck souls and ask them to take them all to light, to merge with their higher selves, to merge with their monad, and to merge with the light of source wherever they have come from. It could be a great way of service. You can invoke to them and ask them that they merge with their higher selves in the most easy and smooth manner. And as you serve, you will be blessed multiple times in returns too. So remember that you can invoke to the ascension dragons, the dragons of ascension, to help anyone who has left the body. In fact, you can work with the dragons of ascension for your own ascension, of course. Of course, before you have left the body. So when you meditate, when you do something in your day-to-day life, you can invoke to the ascension dragons to maybe give you an understanding about if there is something that you can do or you can subtract from your life that will help you in your own ascension process while you are in the physical body. And when you do get the guidance, do listen to it and work upon it and take action steps. And if you find that there is any difficulty in taking action step for you, you can invoke to the dragons to help you remove those obstacles, those inner obstacles from within as well. Isn't it amazing that whatever you need help with, there is help. But the thing is that you have to ask for help if you need help. That's the law of the universe. So if you need help, always remember to ask. And sometimes when I forget to ask, I kind of put an alarm with them as well, that whenever I forget to ask help and you know that I need help, please send me a reminder to ask for help as well. And that's a great way, and suddenly like, tang, you just realize that, hey, today I need to remember to ask for help. It's required for me. So you can ask the dragons to send you some knock and reminders as well. And it can be really fun to work with the dragons and the unicorns and the angels as well. And they love to work with us, and they want to see us grow and progress and evolve, and whatever it is required for us to do that, to be able to move forward and ascend, they're very happy to help us with. And most of all, they're really happy to help us find humor in our lives. I absolutely love how the dragons really uplift you by not just removing denser energies, but also bringing joy and happiness in life. I remember working a lot with the lilac fire source dragons, and the deep joy that I experienced working with them. They help me remember all those things that I really truly loved doing and working with as when I was a kid, when I was a child. And slowly, as the time passes, you tend to forget certain things that you really enjoyed and had really a lot of fun, and that makes your soul just light up. And I realized that it's like I was finding all sorts of excuses not to do those, that I can't do, I don't have time and all. And they helped me center myself and really feel the joy and feel that aliveness, that when you do those things that you love, that makes your heart sing and dance and enjoy what it felt like. And that really helped me to go back to certain things which I really enjoyed as a child. So I truly enjoyed working with lilac fire source dragons, and if you haven't worked with them yet, I highly recommend that you invoke to them and you work with them soon, and you do tell me how that worked for you. So maybe you can create like a schedule for yourself, or rather a ritual for yourself, where you can just light a candle. If it can be a lilac color or a white candle, any candle is fine. It's the intention that matters the most. Just invoke to the dragons, the lilac fire source dragons, first to raise your frequency and help you to find joy and happiness, because joy is that energy that brings you closest to source. Gratitude and joy, these two energies, if you have, you will feel so close to home, to from wherever we come from. So ask the lilac fire source dragons to bring you these two beautiful energies and see how your frequency automatically rises and how you feel so good, going from one day to another. Instead of just dragging ourselves from one day to another, we can be full of joy and happiness. And I highly recommend that you invoke to these dragons to work with. And then there are various other ways of working with the dragons. I truly loved one way where I worked with the dragons of Orion. This feels like home to me. So either you can invoke to the dragons of Orion if you feel that this is something that you feel a calling for, or maybe you can invoke the dragons of Pleiades, Sirius, or whichever feels like a home planet. And if you don't know anything about it, of course you can read more about the dragons or learn about them and understand where you come from. It's a beautiful experience. It's a truly magical experience to connect with where you have come from. So our souls have been in various constellations and dimensions and planets before we came here. And remembering your true origins can, like I said, be a very magical experience, to say the least. It's difficult to describe in words what you can experience and feel, but I really hope and pray that you do have such beautiful experience and bring the magic in your life. So these are some ways. This is just some of the ways how we have been working with the dragons. Then another way you can work with the dragons that I can share in this video with the amount of time that I have is to work with the dragons of Kuan Yin. Buddha Kuan Yin, often known as the Buddha who hears the calls of and the cries of the humanity, and the one who responds with great love and compassion, the being of compassion. So you may have seen the pictures, or maybe the paintings or the figurines, statues of Kuan Yin, often being depicted with all sorts of dragons. You'll often especially see Kuan Yin with the water dragons and air dragons and even fire dragons actually. And this being, this powerful being, is an ascended being, and is a dragon master. So there are various dragon masters. One of them is Kuan Yin, Merlin, and there are other ascended masters also, like Abraham. So you can work with them and ask them to help you connect with the dragon wisdom if you have carried the dragon wisdom from your past lives. Most of us, we have had beautiful such experiences and powers when we were either on the earth plane in some previous lifetimes of ours, and in the previous civilizations like the Golden Atlantean times or the Lemurian times, or maybe even before. So we may have worked with these beings before we took incarnation here. So you may work with the dragon masters to help you become a dragon master and help you awaken the dragon wisdom within you that your soul carries and knows. You know, an amazing thing that I experience working with so many people over the last couple of years that I've taught and trained people, because I'm a teacher trainer, I have heard so many times from all these people that, you know, suddenly I woke up and I had a dream of dragons and I feel like I already know how to connect with them. You'll be surprised how many times I've heard this, and actually I've myself experienced something very similar. I read about dragons probably for the first time in depth in Dinah's book actually, and I had this realization that I know this because I've had dreams of dragons that made me suddenly awaken to something, and I realized that I have connected with the dragons for a long time, and those memories and experiences just started coming to surface for me. And like I said, you'll be surprised how many people have shared a very similar experience when it comes to dragons and even unicorns with me, especially the dragons. And when you are ready, the dragon wisdom, if you have carried it from your past lives, it just comes to surface and you know it. Working with these dragon masters can help you re-establish that connection with the dragon wisdom within you and help you to become the dragon master once again. So if any of these ways of working with the dragons appeals to you, be free to try this act, at your own time and pace, and do share with me how your experiences have been. And if you'd like to ask something and share something, please feel free to use the chat box or get in touch in whatever way you feel like expressing yourself. We'd love to hear your experiences, and it's really amazing and beautiful to hear. I'll really look forward to hearing your experiences with the dragons. There's just some ways how you can work with them that I could share in this short amount of time that I have with you right now. And I do hope that the dragons bring miraculous, magical, beautiful, amazing experiences for you. This is Meghaa Gupta. I'm a master teacher and teacher trainer with the school, and I am happy that you joined me today. Until next time, lots of love. Have a magical time. Take care.